welcome to another edition of Treasure Hunt. Our two contestants this week are John Humston and Brian Taylor. And they have, as usual, 45 minutes in which to try to solve a series of 5 clues and guide our skyrunner, Annika Rice, and her helicopter round a course which will lead to a treasure and a top prize of £1,000. And I shall be doing what I can to help them. Well, obviously, at this stage, John and Brian don't know anything about the clues or where the treasure is likely to be hidden. I don't either, and nor does Annika. But there's one person who does, and she'll be plotting Annika's movements and generally seeing fair play, and that's Annette Lemson. Hello, Nettie.
Hello, Kenneth.
You ready with all your electronic instruments and aids?
I am, as usual.
Good. Well, we should be going soon. But first of all, I'd like to find out, John, where you come from.
From Matlock in Derbyshire.
And what do you do then?
I'm an architect with the local authority there.
And what about you, Brian?
I'm also an architect with the local authority in the same office as John.
Uh-huh. Do you think there's anything in your past experience which might help you in solving these clues? Either of you?
Well, we've been on local small treasure hunts, but nothing of this scale now.
Still, it might be a help.
Yes.
I wish you the best of luck and hope you'll
you.
enjoy it. Well, as you can see, John and Brian are here in the studio with me in London. But acting as our eyes and ears will be Annika Rice, our skyrunner. Now, you at home can see her, but we can't, although we can hear her and we can talk to her. So I'm going to call her up now and see if she can hear me. Can you hear me, Annie?
Hello there. Can you hear me? The big moment of truth. You can hear me okay. Well, I tell you, it's a real hardship making that programme. You never guess where we've been sent this week. Malta. I mean, Malta, the sun, the sea, the sand. It's a real hardship. We're standing at Dockyard Creek, which is in Vittoriosa, which is just near the Grand Harbour of Valletta. Now, Malta's only a tiny island. It's about 9 miles by 20 miles, but because of its strategic position right in the centre of the Mediterranean, it's seen more than its fair shares of wars and foreign domination. However, during the Second World War, Malta, the island itself, was awarded the George Cross for its bravery and heroism in defence of the Germans. So that's an important point about Malta, and that's why it's called the George Cross Island. Behind me is the monument that commemorates the time in 1979 when the Union Jack was lowered for the final time and the British Royal Navy finally left Malta. That's where we are. It's an island, as I said, it's rich in history. It's absolutely fascinating. I don't know too much about it, but I dare say in the next 45 minutes we'll be finding out quite a lot more. How about you, Brian and John? Do you know anything about Malta?
Well, I have been there a few years ago.
Oh,
yes.
You have?
Oh, yes.
Right.
Oh, that's going to be a help to us all.
That's very useful. Let me introduce my crew to you. We've got Serge, who's our video engineer. Hello, Serge. Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello.
And as usual, Brian and John, we have Graham, who's the cameraman. And our helicopter is, well, it's not far from us. It's further along down by the sea edge. And I'll introduce our local Maltese pilot when we get back to the helicopter in a minute.
Yes.
Right you are.
So we're standing by.
You can see Annie's start position here at Dockyard Creek. And to give you an idea of scale, Valletta, the capital, is 7 miles from Rabat. And it would take Captain Joe Smith and his Maltese Army helicopter just over 5 minutes to travel the distance between the 2 points, going at his normal speed of 80 miles per hour. Here are your clues. And what you should look for at the end of the course is a little silver brooch of a Maltese cross. So if you're ready, we'll start the clock and do 45 minutes starting from now.
Right, and here's the first clue. Get to the point with a corpuscent link, look behind Abercrombie's curtain for relics of war, and see what faith can do for you. Get to the point with a corpuscent link, look behind Abercrombie's curtain for relics of war, and see what faith can do for you.
I better find out what corpuscent means first.
Well, I think you've got your work cut out for you
Shall I
there,
go
lads.
get up?
A dictionary.
Yes. I think I'm struggling with the word corpuscent at the moment.
I have no idea what
There's a word
Abercrombie's
right there
curtain
which we
is.
don't know the meaning of, so we're going to try and find out, Annie.
What should I do?
What do you want, Annie? to
John.
I think
Nothing for the
Nothing at the
moment.
moment.
Yes.
do?
Nothing
Are you
for the
near
moment.
the helicopter?
No, we can walk over to it, if you like.
yes.
It's quite hot here
Move to
today. I
the-
don't think we'll be moving too fast. It's about 82
Another
degrees.
name for St.
about
Elmo's
24 degrees
fire.
centigrade.
Ah. So we want a point connected with St. Elmo's fire.
Let's have a rehearsal for a
St.
run.
Elmo's fire.
St. Elmo Point.
St. Elmo Point.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
I think you've got to the helicopter, Annie.
Yes, well, we're just in front of the helicopter. Give me the instructions
Yes,
before I get
take
in.
off and head for St. Elmo Point, which is north of approximately north of where you are now.
Drag what point?
St. Elmo Point.
Oh, St. Elmo Point, right, just across the harbour.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Look behind Abercrombie's curtain for relics of war and see what faith can do for you.
What's Abercrombie's curtain?
Let's have a look at some
Captain Joe
things
Smith,
about
our
the letter.
Maltese pilot.
Hello, Captain.
Where we're heading is St Elmo Point. Yeah.
Right, I would guess that
Relics of war.
faith is the faith of faith, hope and charity, the three
Yes.
aeroplanes that defended Malta in the war. So we must tell her to look out for that when
Yes.
she gets near. Abercrombie's curtain, I've no idea.
We're
You
taking
knew
off.
about those aeroplanes? Brilliant.
We're just taking
Look,
off now.
I've got a... Oh, this is the old siege of Malta. This can be right.
And off we go. Wow.
Can you see St Elmo's Point, Annika?
Sorry. No, not yet. We're just going very, very low over the water. Valletta's the most beautiful
Malta during World War
town.
II, maybe
St
some of
Elmo's
this.
Point, I think we'll be there in about 30 seconds.
Right. It wasn't a submarine net, was it, or
Is it
something?
anything to do with the lighthouse or there's some sort of castle on the point?
Well, we think that the last part of the clue relates to one of the aeroplanes, the Lysanders, that defended Malta during the war. So you may look out for
An aeroplane.
old aeroplanes on the ground
Old
somewhere,
aeroplane.
presumably the relics of
So
war.
it's down there, isn't it?
But we haven't found out what Abercrombie's curtain is yet.
So, shall we, rather than land, just have a look round to start with?
Just for the moment, see if you can see these
Right.
aeroplanes.
Okay, eyes peeled. But if this is the point ahead of me now, stretching out in the distance is the beautiful, beautiful old town of Valletta. Seas sparkling blue. Now, an aeroplane is what we're looking for.
Can you see any aeroplanes?
Not yet. A couple of very old cars. I don't think that's what we've got in mind. No, there's just some sort of towers, some turrets right round the edge. Turrets,
you
some
found
sort of
anything about
signals,
Abercrombie's
radar.
curtain?
No, we're
I
trying.
think it's a torpedo.
But I can't see an aeroplane.
Just
Are you
trying
sure
to...
it's an aeroplane?
Well, I think so. They're not Lysanders. I've just discovered that they're gladiators. And we're trying to find out where they might be now.
Well, shall we land and ask?
I think so. That
Yes.
would be a good idea.
Shall we land?
Put
We're
down
actually
there.
looking for an aeroplane.
Yes,
but
51, Abercrombie.
we land here.
51.
Okay, thanks.
Someone's playing scene.
Am I just blind, but I cannot see an aeroplane? Oh, they're waving to us
Is
down
it the
below.
lock torpedo can?
Here's about Sir Ralph Abercrombie.
Ah.
We're just coming into land now.
Is there something to do with it? There was the only Abercrombie that I can find here.
There's some sort of... No, I can't see an aeroplane. I can see some sort of funny
He
old
died.
ship in a garage.
It's at Fort St.
Shed.
Elmo anyway,
Yes,
wasn't it?
it is at the... Yes, it is at the fort.
Right, we're just getting out now.
By the grave of another little Sir Ralph Abercrombie.
Right.
More about it.
We've landed, okay? So this is the Armed Forces of Malta. This is the entrance, military establishment.
Can you see any signs of...
We want some old aeroplane.
aircraft, yes.
Any old aircraft used during the war?
Old aircraft.
Sorry?
What is this Abercrombie's curtain?
Some
Why
old
should that
aircraft?
be in it?
Anything, aeroplanes, you know, flying and all that sort of thing. What else?